Well, it was. I thought it was. I thought it was a good basketball game if you're a fan. I, I thought we tried really hard, and the zone kind of gave us a chance there in the second half, but we got off to terrible starts to start the game and to start the second half, and then I don't know what it was. We finished the game on up 3 with 3.5, something like that, and 3 out of 4 possessions we turned it over. So, we did a lot of the damage ourselves, but their length bothered us all night long. We had open passes and couldn't pass over them, and they got steals or deflections off of plays that could potentially be layups for us. But we did fight hard, and of course AJ had probably his best game of the season. I thought he was terrific, and Zeke was great throughout. So disappointing, but certainly I thought we gave a great effort.
Thank you, Coach. If we could hear a question for student athletes. Do you have anything out there for them? Anything for AJ or Zeke? Right here in the back. Thank you.
Ben Hook, University Daily Kansan. AJ, how does a performance like this and a couple of these performances you've had late in the year affect your confidence moving forward and your college career or going to the pros?
I don't know. I'm really just, thinking about the loss. Shout out to all the seniors that played their last game out there. Thankful for those guys, and I'm just looking to work hard in the summer.
Anything else? If we don't have anything else, we're going once, going twice. All right, fellas, you guys can head back to the locker room. Thank you. Take questions for Coach Self. Right here in the middle. Thank you.
Hey, Bill, it's Mike Reese with ESPN.com. I was curious, is there any update on KJ's status, and just how significant was that not have him down the stretch there?
You know what? I'd have to go back and look at it, but he's got an Achilles injury, and we're hopeful for the best tomorrow. I'm not sure it's going to be great news though. But he got the rebound. He came out on it, and I think we had numbers, and then he went down. But and I don't know exactly how much time was left, but. He and Juan, more so than anybody because they've been here the longest with me. But, that's 10 years of spending most of every day with him. They're like sons to me. And it's one thing to lose the game, but to see him potentially lose a year on top of the game, that's a pretty big blow because you can say what you want to about those two kids. They're winners, and they compete every day, and it's just disappointing to have anybody go out that way.
Thanks, Coach. Here in front.
Marvin Chambers, 4.0 Sports Media. Coach, you was up 3 points, about 3 minutes left in the game. They sped you guys up, and it seemed after they sped you guys up, it was kind of hard to get back into your offensive flow. When they sped you guys up, you think that would kind of threw you guys off momentum?
Yeah, I'm not sure it was because they sped us up. We're trying to run a simple little backdoor play for Juan, and Hunt just made a bad play, and we're trying to throw a duck in to Hunt, and I think Juan got sped up on that one, but and then we tried to run a 1-4 high, and it wasn't there, and we made the pass anyway. So I guess technically you could say it looked like it was sped up. I don't think it was. I think it was just we made some poor decisions there when it counted the most.
Any other questions for Coach? Right here.
Bill, last season you had taken the most losses you ever had Kansas. This one it was even more as the senior class exits. I know you got Darren Peterson coming in. From a roster building standpoint, what adjustments do you anticipate with you and your staff making to get KU back to the level? Obviously, it was an elite level, but back to more of where you'd been for the majority of your career there.
Yeah, that's a fair question. I think it's a fair question that in some ways is unrealistic question though. If I'm not mistaken, no matter what you do in life, there's going to be some ups and downs, and we just hadn't had very many downs, to be honest with you. the last 2 years, we were such a beat-up team at the end, we probably didn't have much of a chance with our injuries to McCullough and then Hunt wasn't healthy. This year, we don't have that excuse. This year, our roster was good enough to be competitive, but it probably wasn't the roster it needed to be talked about in a way that the best teams in America are talked about. So we've got to reevaluate on how we do things, and you can't afford misses. But I will say this, in today's time, there's going to be schools that do a great job, but still there's an element of luck involved, I think, more now than there was even before. You can go after the kids that you get a great bargain on, you get a good deal on it and all that stuff, but it doesn't really matter unless they fit in and can help you win. And so we've got to do a better job of evaluating the portal. But I'm happy with the roster we had. It just didn't turn out to be the team that we had hoped it was, but still, yet, going into last year, I would have taken that roster every day, and then I don't think we really, with Marco tearing his patellar tendon and Shaq not being available to us, I just don't think we ever had our best team to really make a push at it.
Thanks, Coach. We'll have time for one more if it's out there. Take one front right here.
Robert Listella, Bracketeer.org. What was the message in the locker room to the guys who aren't seniors about trying to bounce back next year, if there was one?
To be honest with you, there really wasn't a message tonight. We had a kid in there that was really hurting with his family. So I think the message was guys, proud of your effort. You guys did what we asked you to do. We appreciate everything. But now's not the time to talk about that stuff. Let's worry about your teammate right now.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right.